Are you ready for new love? Or are you hoping for a past person to return? Let's find out what March has in store for you in the romance department. In this pick a card reading, you can select your reading through intuition, crystal, or zodiac sign. Right now, you're looking at 4 different decks, all created by Dark Forest Tarot, and they're 2 of Cups cards. The 2 of Cups represents a healing love, a true partnership, a coming together of 2 souls who are meant to support one another in their soul journeys. The timestamps for this reading will be in the description box and in the pinned comment, so you can go directly to your reading. The first deck is the pink deck, and it's Selenite Crystal. This reading will be for air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. The second deck is the Gold Sunlight deck and a Malachite crystal. This reading will be for earth signs, Taurus, Virgo, and Capricorn. The third deck is the Gold Skull Tarot and a Selenite crystal. This reading will be for Aries, Leo, and Sagittarius. The fourth deck is the Harmony Tarot, and with it is a Lepidolite crystal. This reading is for water signs, Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. If you're choosing through intuition, go ahead and pause the video now if you need to take a moment to make your decision. Hello, Group 1. This is your reading. You picked the pink deck here with the 2 of Cups on top and the Selenite crystal. You could be an air sign, so you could relate to the signs of Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. Now, before we get into the reading, I have one quick card for you, and that is the subscribe card. Please subscribe for more readings like this. Okay, welcome to your reading. So we are doing a Celtic cross today for the reading. For the overall energy, we get the Tower and the Queen of Pentacles. So I feel like this is about getting your mojo back, air signs. All right, so the Queen of Pentacles is a queen of abundance, the queen of manifested reality, right? She knows how to care for herself, how to care for her home, how to care for her family, and then in turn, how to care for her environment. And the Tower is absolute destruction, right? So that is Aries or Scorpio energy. In the Tower, it's earth sign energy, so that's Virgo, Taurus, and Capricorn with the Queen of Pentacles there. But I feel like you've gone through some kind of major dissolution recently. So the dissolving of a relationship or dissolving of a romantic situation. And your March is about you getting your mojo back, air signs. Open yourself up to self-love, self-care so that you can welcome in love to your life. Because we start this reading with the Page of Swords reversed. Okay, so Page of Swords reversed is the energy of like gossiping, back-talking, people who just don't have your back. You know, I feel like someone's being pretty harsh with you, or you're just being harsh with yourself, air signs. So this is just, because this is a sword, so it's air sign energy. This is just like nitpicking energy. And I feel like this card represents you. It represents the person the reading's about. So I feel like this is more internal than external. You know, I feel like this is sort of picking at yourself, really kind of maybe beating yourself up over the fact that you did have a foundation that fell away. And, you know, breakups are tough, and I get it, but it's not you. And I think it's been a real challenge for you right now with the 4 of Swords here in the challenge position. It's just been a challenge for you to take the time out you need to actually heal from what happened before. But that is part of getting into that Queen of Pentacles energy. It's knowing how to care for yourself, how to practice self-love so that you can show up better for everyone in your life, okay? So it might mean that, you know, you are needing to take a little bit of time for you if you haven't been taking that time for you, and really starting to work on your own spiritual practice, your own meditative practice, your own healing time, Or, maybe you recognize that already and we're going into the month with that kind of energy, having been a little bit in solitude here. Yeah, because what's right beneath this, or sort of what is the lower vibration of your current situation, is this just not listening to your intuition with the Queen of Cups reversed here. So the Queen of Cups is the empath. She's the intuitor. She is the one who reads the tea leaves, right? She trusts that soft, still inner voice. And I feel like you might have turned yours off a little bit here, air signs. You haven't been the best at being the most empathetic, potentially, either with yourself or with others, but I'm feeling more heavily with yourself. So I think this has sort of been the depressy, messy moments that maybe you've been through in the past month. Which, you know what? We've all been there. We've had a tough breakup, or we've had a foundation fall away, and you can't help but get sad about it. However, in the recent past here, we have the Page of Wands. You've started kind of pushing yourself outside your comfort zone here, okay? I think you realize this is a situation that kind of needs to change, and you're starting to explore a bit, and that's good. So that's exactly what you want to do, okay? So Page of Wands is all about going new places, doing new things, having new experiences, meeting new people. I think all that is very, very healthy for you. And so it's just kind of a time for exploration, or it has been up until this point. Because what you need to start working towards, or your highest good here, is this Knight of Pentacles energy, this slow and steady wins the race kind of energy. The Knight of Pentacles is the slowest moving knight in the deck, okay? He's going to take it one day at a time, one step at a time. And I think that's what you're being called to do here with this crowning the reading. You're just meant to do a little bit of exploration, learn what it is you like, reconnect with you so that you can slowly kind of go on this journey more towards being in a loving, committed relationship, if that's what you're desiring. And I think taking those steady daily actions to take better care of you, to explore things that just capture your interest or maybe bring you a bit of joy, that's actually what's going to bring in exactly what you want with the Three of Wands in the upcoming energy. Three of Wands is all about, we have kind of put our order in with the universe and we're just waiting. We can see the ship in the distance, ready to arrive and bring us our order. And we just know for sure it's coming. Just like, like when you put in an order with Amazon or Kroger or whatever, you know you're going to receive your product. And you don't really worry about it and you don't think about it too much. You just focus on the everyday of your life. And eventually your package arrives on your doorstep and you're like, hey, that's nice, right? I feel like that's really what you're preparing for. You're turning your attention on to you. You're exploring new avenues, meeting new people, just doing things that make you happy and taking it one day at a time, just knowing that, yeah, this is what's going to call in love for me. So the advice here is Nine of Wands. Okay, so Nine of Wands is the energy of feeling kind of beat up by the universe, right? So we've been through the ringer when we see Nine of Wands. This is someone who, he's been beat up, but he knows he can go another round. He knows he can fight another day. And I feel like this is sort of you in regards to love, right? The advice here is that's okay and that's natural. If you're feeling a little beat up right now, it's okay. But know that you are going to fight another day. You are going to live and love again. It is going to happen for you. It's just been, a tough set of lessons lately. Because you are just kind of getting into this energy of getting more into balance now. And that is ultimately going to really be helpful. And I really feel like, by the end of this month, you are going to start seeing what it is you hope for. And once you get more into this playful inflow type energy represented here in the Two of Pentacles, where you can see him kind of juggling these two pentacles here, I think you're going to be presented with some options by the end of the month. And I feel like, your greatest hope is going to be realized, that you are going to get the recognition, the attention, and the relationship that you've been manifesting, right? The Six of Wands is the energy of beauty. It's Tiferet energy. It's the energy of just knowing that you are successful, right? And so for this being a love reading, I really feel like by the end of March here, you're going to see success in a relationship, likely a new relationship. Because in the outcome, we have the World. The World indicates that a cycle has ended. Something has closed out so that a new, beautiful beginning can start. So you're just on to bigger and better things here, air signs. This old foundation that crumbled away, you're not letting it define you. You're taking control of your life. You're putting one foot in front of the other. And that is bringing in exactly the kind of relationship, exactly the kind of person you are so desiring. And so you're ending that old cycle of yourself where I think you are being really down on yourself, really negative about yourself. You're realizing just all the potential you have, and you're opening up a brand new, beautiful cycle that is going to welcome in exactly the right person for you. All right, air signs, I'd say, kind of expect some movement here in the area of love by the end of this month. And I think you're just heading off into a beautiful new journey. And I love that for you. I hope this reading was helpful for you. And if it was, please do like, please subscribe or follow the channel. And I'll see you next time. Hello, pile 2. You selected the Gold Moon Tarot here and the Malachite crystal, or you're an earth sign, so earth sign energy like Virgo, Capricorn, and Taurus could resonate with you. Now, before we get started with your reading, I do have one special card for you, and that's the subscribe card. Please subscribe for more readings like this. All right, welcome to your reading, my pile 2 friends and earth signs. We are doing a Celtic cross today. All right, let's get into it. So I love how this is the earth sign reading, and the signifier card for you is the King of Pentacles. So King Earth sign himself. So King of Pentacles is like CEO type energy. So I feel like you've just been feeling pretty good in your own energy here. You've been probably focused on your work lately, actually, rather than romance. And I feel like you are just kind of growing your wealth, growing your abundance. You're probably a very generous person too, the King of Pentacles. He has a lot of material wealth. He has a lot of stuff. But he's also able to be very generous with what he has. And that's sort of how he shows affection. So you might be someone who's a really good gift giver. Now, the challenge that we have here is interesting. It's the Chariot. So this is Cancer energy. So it literally could be someone who is a Cancer. But more than that, this is about taking off in a new direction. And I feel like that is what's going on for you, what you're sort of discovering here. So yeah, I feel like you're wanting to head off in a new direction when it comes to your love life, but you just are struggling with that. Because below this, at the lower vibration, we have the Ace of Wands reverse, which is just a loss of passion. It's like you want love, but you're like, oh, I don't want to do all the things. Because I think you've really kind of been through some stuff here, pile 2 folks and earth sign folks. I feel like it's just been a situation where you're not sure it's worth dealing with it at this point. So I'm going to point out our overall energy here before I get further into the spread. We've got the Page of Swords reversed. So I feel like your past connections have had like a lot of problems with communication here. I also feel like you might be beating yourself up a little bit too. When we see the Page of Swords reversed, it can be about external people being kind of mean to you, being kind of cruel to you. So it could be that someone was externally mean or cruel to you or gossiping about you. But more than that, I kind of feel like this is you to you. I think you've been really negative about love for yourself. However, we do have the Wheel of Fortune. The the wheel is turning in your favor when it comes to love. So when we see the Wheel of Fortune, just know there are forces that are outside of your control that are at play right now. And so that's part of the reason why you're just kind of feeling unmotivated, I think. I feel like you've kind of been through the ringer. You've been through some tough relationships, maybe with some immature people with the page here, that you're just like almost ready to kind of give up on it. But the universe is trying to assure you, no, it just hasn't been time yet. The timing hasn't been right. In the recent past here, we have the Eight of Pentacles. So Eight of Pentacles is all about just putting in your work. Doing what you do. It's a very career-oriented card. And I do feel like you've been putting work into yourself here with the Eight of Pentacles. But I also feel like you haven't really made love much of a priority lately. You've just been like, I'm just going to focus on my work. I'm going to focus on my wealth. I'm going to focus on my business. And just, when love happens, it happens great. But you've not really been giving it much thought outside of that. Now, what's interesting here is we have the Nine of Wands reversed crowning this reading. So the highest vibration of this is that you're going to let down your walls. So I feel like if this reading is resonating with you, or if you're an earth sign, this month, the best thing you can actually do is allow yourself to be a little more open, be a little more vulnerable. Maybe actually talk to some people if you haven't been talking to anyone, right? Actually allow for human communication, human connection to occur. Like, be willing to talk about your life and who you are and what you want. Now, what's interesting is in the upcoming energy, we do have the Tower reversed. So this could kind of play a role as to like why you haven't felt particularly motivated in love. So Tower reversed can be an indication of a reconciliation. It also can just indicate, hanging on to a past foundation that has fallen away. So you're not ready to let something go here when we see the Tower reversed. Now, I do kind of feel like this might have to do specifically with a reconciliation. So it could be that you haven't felt really motivated about getting back out there, because you really want to get back with someone from your past. And at the highest vibration, you're going to allow yourself to open up and be a bit vulnerable with this person. Actually express how you feel. Because in the advice here, we get the Ace of Cups. Ace of Cups is a message of love or a love offer. So I really feel like you might be reaching out to this person and offering them, hey, this is actually how I feel about things, and really talking to them and opening up. Or they'll finally be reaching out to you and opening up to you. And I really do feel like likely this is someone from your past, since we did get the Tower reversed. And the general environment for this is super positive, right? We got the Ace of Pentacles for the environment. So we have a seed of love as the advice, and the environment is the seed of manifestation. So, I think as long as you are being true to your feelings, being true to yourself, and showing self-love, self-care, and then expressing the love and care that you have for another, I think this is going to manifest into long-term commitment here. The Ace of Pentacles, this means like the environment is right for a possible engagement. Now, in your hopes and fears, we have the Page of Cups. And I think this kind of means a few different things. Likely, this sort of means that you're a little afraid of immature communication again, since we have a second page here. All right. So maybe you're feeling real hesitant about, and maybe this other person is younger than you specifically, and that kind of has you a bit concerned. But you're kind of afraid of not really expressing the full extent of your emotions, or them not expressing the full extent of their emotions, just not really having an adult connection here, or an adult conversation, right? I also feel like you're a little concerned about the longevity. You're like, I don't know that I want to reinvite this into my life because I don't know if it's going to last. The Page of Cups is a dreamer, right? And maybe this person is very different from you because you don't feel like a dreamer in this reading. And this person maybe is just a dreamer, and that has you kind of concerned. You're wondering if your personalities are a little too different from one another. However, in the outcome, we got the love card of all love cards. We got the 10 of Cups. The 10 of Cups is all about happy home, happy family, domestic bliss, long-term committed relationships. In the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, we see this as like a giant rainbow with a couple, and they have a couple of kids, and you see like houses in the background. I mean, this is all about long-term committed relationships. It can indicate marriage even. And so I think this is going in a much more beautiful direction than you realize. I really do think that the universe is swooping in here indeed and kind of changing things up a bit for you and bringing in the love, the passion, the connection that you've been so desiring. So it looks like you're going to have a really amazing month of March when it comes to love and a possible reconciliation. So I hope this reading was helpful for you. If it was, please do like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Hello, Group 3. You have chosen the Gold Skull Tarot in the Citrine crystal, or you might be a fire sign. That could be Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius. Now, before we get started with your reading, I do have one special card for you, and that is the subscribe card. Subscribe for more readings like this. All right, so here is your reading for today. We are doing a Celtic cross today for love in the month of March for you. All right, Group 3 fire signs here. You have been likely feeling really overwhelmed when it comes to love here. We've got the 7 of Cups reversed. Now, it could be you've just had a lot of offers, a lot of options, and you're just not sure which one to explore. It could be you a little bit of a player. I don't know, which would not be uncommon for fire signs in particular. But I think you've just had a lot of trouble sort of deciding what you want in a relationship, what you want in love. Because interestingly, we got the 9 of Pentacles as the challenge. I think it's just a lot easier for you to just worry about you and not have to worry about anybody else. All right, the 9 of Pentacles is the energy of like single, happy, and thriving. Like you just like being at home, being surrounded by your stuff, kind of doing what you do, maybe you like to collect certain items and surround yourself with things, just kind of planting the seeds of what you want in your life and watching them grow and not really, too worried about relationships, honestly. I feel like this is just like you're like, I don't even know what I want when it comes to relationships, so I think I'm just going to stay home and, hang out with me. But the overall energy for this reading is the Knight of Pentacles. You are making some slow movements here. You are starting to put one foot in front of the other towards romantic love. And I think it's going to surprise you just how happy you can be in a relationship. The Sun is literally the happiest card in the deck. You are about to find the person who lights you up and who really brings joy to your life. So on the lowest vibration of this reading, we do have the Lovers. Now, what's interesting, I left it kind of in reverse here. Now, it actually kind of came out more like a challenge card. This is what I feel like's being kind of expressed here, is I feel like you've had breakups in the past that have been really tough on you. You've had relationships that fell away that you really thought were going to work out. You thought that person was the one, and it just fell apart. And you kind of used that as an excuse to just keep to yourself. So, since this card did fall out like a challenge, I am going to show you right side up now. I think vibrationally you are being asked to open the door, open the possibility up to love again, okay? Now, I do feel like when we see the appearance of a Lover's card, it does indicate there's someone I feel like you probably already know or have already met that is a true soul connection to you, okay? Now, but I get why this has been a tough situation. I'm going to put it back in the reverse now. Because in the recent past, someone did betray you. Someone lied to you. We have the Seven of Swords here. Seven of Swords is the energy of the thief in the night. Someone who takes your time, takes your money, takes your energy, takes your love. They just take, and they never give. Okay? And I feel like recently you have been dealing with this kind of energy. You've been dealing with someone who only wants to take, who doesn't want to give, who is just really selfish, and who really kind of stole your heart in a way where it hurt. And that's what's making you want to shut the door to love altogether. However, I think there's still plenty of love left to give. All right, so at the highest vibration for love for you this month, we've got the King of Pentacles. All right, the King of Pentacles is earth sign energy, so this literally could be a person who is a Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus in your life. But more than that, this is someone who is abundant. Now, I will tell you, fire signs, this is not necessarily the most exciting person, okay? This might be someone who is kind of slow, kind of steady, but it is someone who, knows how to build success over time. And also someone who can be very, very generous, right? They are abundant with love, with material things, and they want to give to others. They want to really share with you. And I think that's what was really missing in this past situation. Because amazingly, in the upcoming future, we got Four of Wands. Four of Wands is the card of marriage, celebration, twin flame, the door opening to love. So I think you've got some big love coming in. You've got a solid foundation for love coming in. So the door is opening for you to really be with your person. And I love that the advice is the Ace of Wands. Follow your passion. Follow your excitement. I feel like between you and this person, even though they're a little more steady and stable and one foot in front of the other, probably more than you're used to, there's still a lot of chemistry here. And so lean into that. Lean into your most fiery self and be prepared for an exciting beginning. Because the environment is right for you to try a relationship with someone who you wouldn't normally think is your type when we see the Page of Wands here, okay? The Page of Wands indicates meeting new people, doing new things, having new experiences. I think the environment is just right for you to meet someone who's not like anyone else you have ever met before. And to actually see the excitement in doing that. See the excitement in moving step by step towards your joy. Now, for your greatest hopes and fears, I find it really interesting that we get the Three of Cups. Now, Three of Cups is the energy of celebration still, but it's also the energy of friendship. So I feel like this is your greatest fear and your greatest hope because there's some part of you that realizes that strong foundations are built on friendship, right? They're built on emotional connection. But at the same time, you don't want to be either friend-zoned or you don't want to become so familiar with someone as a friend that you lose all your passion for them. Okay? So I feel like that's why this card is really representing your greatest hopes and dreams here. Now, what I feel like the outcome is here, and it's interesting that we get the Virgo card when we got King of Pentacles. So this person might specifically be a Virgo, but we got, it's time for you to shine your light, basically, with the Hermit. The outcome is you are going to be able to really share your innermost self with another person here. Like, I think this is really like, don't be afraid. Don't be afraid of either being friend zoned or losing interest or whatever your pattern typically is. Instead, really lean into just shining your light of who you are. I think you've been keeping to yourself for a while with the Hermit here. You've had time to just go internally. You've had time to be in that Nine of Pentacles. I'm just going to be like, holed up in my house type energy. Single, happy, and thriving. I don't need no one else. But the outcome here is you're going to find it really, really fulfilling to let this person in. And they might be a Virgo. Doesn't have to be, though. All right, group 3, we have a lot of potential here for your March love life. I hope this reading was helpful for you. If it was, please do like the video. Please subscribe to the channel. Thanks. Hello, group 3. You picked the Harmony Tarot with the Lepidolite crystal. Or you could be a water sign, so that's Cancer, Scorpio, or Pisces. But before we get into your reading, I have one special card for you. And that's the subscribe card. Subscribe for more readings like this. All right, group 4, water signs. This is your reading. So today we are going to be doing a Celtic cross here. So signifying you is 3 of Cups. 3 of Cups is the energy of just celebration, having a good time, being pretty social. This is the energy of friendship too. I think you've just been kind of like hanging out with friends, having a good time, enjoying life. But for the challenge, we have the 4 of Pentacles. 4 of Pentacles is like the miser of the tarot, y'all. This is someone who's hanging on to their time, to their energy, to their money. They're not wanting to really open up. They're not really wanting to share. So I think you've been in this energy of like just having some superficial fun or just getting together with like friends, not really wanting to like necessarily meet anyone because you're just kind of closed off to that possibility. Oh boy. But I understand why. At the lowest vibration coming into this month, you are still healing from a past heartbreak with the 3 of Swords reversed here. All right, so I'm going to show it to you upright. 3 of Swords is the energy of just absolute devastation. I think it's really interesting that this version has like swords in a hand here. You feel like your hand was cut off. Usually it's a heart. But basically, it is just absolute devastation and heartbreak, okay? So I think you felt like you had a path with someone, but maybe it ended or you broke up. But they betrayed you in some kind of way, or this relationship, there was some kind of form of betrayal here. It didn't turn out the way you'd hoped, but you have been healing from that, okay? With the 3 of Swords in the reverse, you have been doing the inner work necessary to move past this, although you're still pretty guarded and closed off. In the recent past, we have King of Wands energy. So this is masculine fire sign energy. So Aries, Leo, or Sagittarius, particularly Aries, because I'll explain that in a minute. But I think in the recent past, you have been maybe involved with fire sign energy. Now, water signs and fire signs are interesting when combined together, okay? Because both of them are very emotional. But I feel like either literally your past person was a fire sign, or this is you just kind of getting into this energy of, I know what I want, I'm going to go after what I want, and really kind of chasing down the kinds of relationships that you want to welcome into your life, right? The King of Wands is very connected to spirit too. He actually guards Aziluth, which is the highest realm on the tree of life, just before we get to like source energy itself. So he reminds me a lot of like Metatron, the angel, sort of guarding the veil over the face of God. So you've been really kind of spiritually connecting here. You've been like, you know what? I think I've been going about this the wrong way. I really know what I want from a relationship, and I'm just going to go after it. In the highest vibration, this looks like Emperor energy. This is divine masculine energy. So either if you identify as divine masculine or masculine energy, you find yourself kind of stepping into that divine masculine role this month. You're like, you know what? I'm going to show up as the best possible version of me. I'm ready to build my empire. Now, if you sort of identify more as a feminine energy, then this literally could be you meeting your divine masculine, you meeting the man of your dreams. Because in the upcoming energy, we have a very spiritual connection here, okay? So the judgment is about hearing the call. And hearing the call, now, I love this depiction of an angel. All right, now the judgment can indicate reconciliation possibly. So if that is something you're wanting, yes, if you're hearing that call, this is the time. Because the overall energy for this month in regards to love is basically after a period of hiding away, of going within, of doing some healing work, our ships are actually arriving. What we've been manifesting is coming in. So if you've been manifesting reconciliation, it's here. Now, I love that Seven of Cups is the advice card here, though. So I feel like this is, particularly if this is a reconciliation with the divine masculine energy that you've already been kind of thinking about, I want you to lean into the energy of having options, okay? If you found in your prior iteration of this relationship that you became more codependent or overly dependent on them, or they felt like you were overly dependent on them, and knowing that you have options, but you are choosing to be with them, there is something very powerful about knowing that you have options, not just for you, but for this other person, okay? They're not going to feel like you're just going back to them because there's no other choice, right? No one really wants to feel that way. So the advice here is, okay, cool. If you're getting back with this masculine energy, or if you're meeting a new masculine energy and you're pursuing it, make sure that you're continually keeping your options open, right? Don't overcommit. Don't do your best to stay away from any kind of codependent behaviors. Because the energy of the environment is awarding slow and steady movement here with the Knight of Pentacles. Knight of Pentacles, he's the slowest moving knight in the deck, all right? He has put one foot in front of the other kind of energy. He is just all about moving slowly towards something. So take this nice and slow. Don't rush it. For your greatest hopes and fears, we actually have the High Priestess. So the High Priestess is all about going within. Now, this is specifically feminine water sign energy. So some readers read her as Cancer, some readers read her as Pisces. I tend to read her more as Pisces. But she is a brave soul, okay? You need to understand that. She is the one who can connect directly to source energy. So she crosses the abyss, da'at, to make that connection. So I think you're a little afraid of potentially losing yourself or losing the connection that you have developed to spirit. I think you've been through quite the soul lesson since this prior breakup, and you're a little afraid of losing that. / you're hoping to maintain that which you've developed. And I think you will. You just need to make it a consistent practice each day. But the overall outcome is crazy positive with the Ten of Cups. The Ten of Cups is the card of domestic bliss, pure happiness and joy. In the Rider-Waite-Smith version of this deck, we see a couple, there's a rainbow, there's children. It's just absolute happiness and bliss. So either this new connection that you're making with someone or this reconciliation with a divine energy that you're already familiar with, divine match energy, it does have the outcome of really committed relationship here, domestic bliss and happiness. So wow, so much positive momentum in the area of love for you this month. I hope this reading was helpful for you. If it was, please do like the video. Please subscribe to the channel.